and goal to go for the Huskers. A handoff to Alexander, and he easily takes it in. Second down and less than a yard to go. Here is the pitch to Alexander, running room to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. It stops his way down to the goal line, and goes in motion to the left. Here is a fake. A keeper by Eric Crouch. He's to the 5. He will score! Nebraska pulls.
Eric Crouch, quarterbacking the front.
Galladay, the tight end on the left side, the handoff to Alexander, breaks tackles, and takes it in! He broke 3 tackles! And the option right side by Eric Crouch, pitches it out to Dan Alexander, weak side, he's to the 40, hurdles man, and gets down to the 32-yard line. To the shotgun. The snap back to Eric Crouch. He rolls to the right side, looking back to the left, sets up a screen pass, and a catch by Alexander, 25-30, penalty flag, 35-40, 45-50. Alexander is spun out at the 49-yard line. Up down in 14 for the Huskers. Here's the option, the pitch to Alexander, got running into the 30, 35, out across the 40, and gets out near the 45-yard line. Backfield in the eye. Here's the option left side, the pitch to Alexander. He's to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown! Huskers. Crouch the snap. Gives the ball off to Dan Alexander across the 45. Alexander out to midfield, and he gets a first down. Here's Eric Crouch. Faking, keeping the football. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and he's finally tucked from behind by Dustin Avey, who saved. First down and goal to go. Crouch fakes to the fullback, keeps it, options at right side to the 5. Alexander, who launches in for the score. Backfield in the eye. Here's Crouch, pitching the ball up to Dan Alexander, fakes an end around. Alexander across the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, and he's all the way to the 25-yard line of Iowa State. Alexander is the eye back. Here is the pitch to Alexander on a sweep to the right side, across the 10, across the 15, banging people, and is forced out.
Number 38. Number 30.
Yard line of Texas A&M. Here's Crouch handing the ball off to Dan Alexander. Breaks tackles to the 20. Alexander still going. He's down to the 15. Another 5-yard line of Texas A&M. Here's the pitch to Dan Alexander, and he fakes the end around, keeps it 40, 35, 30, and he's shoved out at the 25-yard line. Galladay in the game. Here's a handoff to Dan Alexander. Blasts his way in for the score.
I'm feeling a lot better right now.
We all Matt Davison is all the way out to the 45-yard line. down and 7 to go from their 33. Crouch this time, fakes a handoff, pitches it out to Dan Alexander, 40, 45, 50, lowers his head and takes it to the 49-yard line. So now back in the game at quarterback. And he hands the ball off, and it is Dan Alexander taking it all the way down to the 40. Monte Cristo runs the option right side, pitches the ball off to Alexander, and he breaks a tackle 30, 25, 20. Dan Alexander inside the 15, and he's out of bounds at the 14-yard line of Kansas. He got 42 on the run, first down and 10 to go for the Big Red. And the handoff goes to Dan Alexander, bounces off 1 to the 50, he's to the 45, Alexander to the 40, and he's all the way down to the 36-yard line. Sheldon Jackson and Tracy Wistrom. Makovica goes in motion to the left. Here's a handoff to Dan Alexander across the 20, breaks tackles across the 25, and he's still on his feet out to the 30, and gets the first down. And Tracy Wistrom. Crouch pitches it to Buckhalter, or check it to Dan Alexander, 40, and to the 35, down to the 30-yard line. In motion to the right side is Matt Davison. Here is a handoff. 30, 35, 40, and Alexander is spun down. Breaking a tackle, fights more yardage inside the 35, down to the 30-yard line.